The world is slowly waking from its long winter sleep. In the vast landscapes of North America, the first signs of spring are beginning to show. Patches of snow melt away, revealing the damp earth beneath, and the air, once still and frozen, now carries the promise of new life. For a great grizzly bear newly emerged from its den, this time is critical. After months of hibernation, its body is lean, and its hunger is immense. It must find food, and quickly, to replenish its energy reserves. The bear wanders through the thawing wilderness, its powerful muscles moving with a deliberate and patient rhythm, driven by an ancient instinct for survival. This male grizzly possesses one of the most remarkable tools in the animal kingdom, an extraordinary sense of smell. Its nose is far more sensitive than a bloodhound's, capable of detecting the faintest scent carried on the breeze from over a mile away. He lifts his massive head, testing the air, his nostrils twitching as they analyze a million different smells. He can distinguish the scent of pine needles, damp soil, and distant rain. But then, he detects something else. It is a faint but unmistakable aroma, a signal that promises a substantial reward for his long search. It is the scent of meat, a high-calorie meal that could sustain him for many days. With a new sense of purpose, the bear changes direction, his great paws carrying him towards the source of the intriguing smell. He follows the scent trail with unwavering focus, his journey taking him across meadows and through sparse forests. The aroma grows stronger with every step, confirming that he is on the right path. This is not the scent of a fresh kill, but something older, something that has been preserved by the cold. For a hungry bear, this makes no difference. Food is food, and in the harsh reality of early spring, a guaranteed meal is a treasure beyond compare. His instincts guide him, pulling him closer to his prize. The trail leads him not to a fallen animal in a field, but to the edge of a small, icy pond. The surface is a mosaic of melting ice and dark, cold water. Here the scent is overwhelmingly strong. The bear stands at the water's edge, his keen eyes scanning the pond. He can see it now. Just below the surface, a dark, hulking shape trapped within the last remnants of the winter ice. It is a bison, a magnificent creature that met its end months ago. For the bear, this discovery is a monumental stroke of luck, a feast provided by the changing seasons and the unforgiving nature of the wild. The bison's story began in the depths of the previous winter. Perhaps it was old or sick or simply misjudged the thickness of the ice while trying to cross the pond. It plunged through the frozen surface into the frigid water below. The shock of the cold and the weight of its own body would have made escape impossible. It became entombed in the ice, a perfectly preserved time capsule of protein and fat. Throughout the long winter months, the bison remained locked in this deep freeze, hidden from the eyes of scavengers and safe from decay. The extreme cold acted as a natural refrigerator, keeping the meat fresh and edible. Now, as the spring sun works its magic, the ice that has held the bison captive is finally beginning to yield. The surface of the pond has thawed enough to expose the carcass, but it is still partially submerged and held fast by the remaining ice. For the grizzly bear, the prize is in sight, but it is not yet within his grasp. He must now use his immense strength and ingenuity to retrieve it from its watery tomb. This is a crucial moment. The calories locked within that bison are essential for his recovery after the long fast of hibernation, and he cannot afford to fail. The bear cautiously steps into the shallow, icy water, his thick fur providing some insulation against the numbing cold. He reaches for the carcass with his powerful forelimbs, his long claws scrabbling for a grip on the slippery hide. The bison is heavy, a dead weight of several hundred pounds, and pulling it from the suction of the water and ice is a formidable task. The bear strains, his muscles bunching as he heaves and pulls. At one point he loses his footing and plunges into the deeper water with a great splash, but he is undeterred. He quickly regains his position and resumes his monumental effort. After a prolonged and exhausting struggle, the bear succeeds. With one final mighty pull, he drags the enormous carcass out of the pond and onto the muddy bank. He stands over his prize, panting from the exertion, a triumphant figure against the backdrop of the thawing wilderness. This single, massive meal is a game-changer. It contains enough fat and protein to sustain him for over a week, providing the energy he needs to regain his strength, patrol his territory, and prepare for the mating season ahead. His persistence has paid off, securing a vital resource in this time of scarcity. The success of the grizzly bear does not go unnoticed. In the wild, the scent of a large carcass is like a dinner bell that rings for miles around, and it is not long before other animals are drawn to the scene. The first to arrive are a pack of coyotes. They are clever and opportunistic hunters, but they are no match for the size and power of a grizzly bear. They emerge from the surrounding trees, moving with a cautious, slinking gait. They know they cannot challenge the bear directly for his hard-won meal, as such a confrontation would be suicidal. The coyotes keep a respectful distance, their yellow eyes fixed on the bear and the bison. They fan out, positioning themselves in a loose circle around the feast. Their strategy is one of patience and opportunism. They will wait sometimes for hours, for any chance to snatch a small scrap of meat. If the bear carries a piece away from the main carcass to eat in peace, a bold coyote might dart in to steal a mouthful from the larger prize. They are a persistent, nagging presence, a gang of hopeful thieves waiting for the giant to let his guard down for even a moment. The bear is well aware of his unwelcome audience. He periodically stops his feeding to lift his head and glare at the coyotes, sometimes letting out a low growl or making a short, aggressive charge to drive them back. His message is clear. This food is his and his alone. Every calorie is precious, and he is not willing to share. This constant need to defend his food adds another layer of stress to his situation. He cannot simply eat and rest. He must remain vigilant, always watching the shadowy figures that linger just beyond the reach of his claws. This tense standoff is a classic drama of the wilderness, a battle of wills between a powerful owner and a gang of determined scavengers. The bear's immense size gives him undisputed ownership, but the coyote's numbers and persistence ensure they remain a constant nuisance. They will test his patience, probing for any weakness or moment of inattention. For them, even the smallest piece of the bison is a valuable meal that can help them survive. The air is thick with tension as the feast begins, a silent negotiation played out between the dominant predator and the hopeful onlookers. A grizzly bear cannot consume an entire bison in a single sitting. The sheer size of the carcass means it will provide food for many days. However, leaving such a large amount of meat exposed is a risky strategy. The powerful scent will continue to attract more and more scavengers, from other bears to wolves and wolverines, all of whom would be happy to steal his prize. Furthermore, the warming spring temperatures will cause the meat to decay more quickly. To solve these problems, the bear employs a clever and instinctive behavior known as caching. After eating his fill, the bear begins the laborious process of hiding his leftovers. He uses his massive paws and powerful shoulders to dig up clumps of soil, grass and moss from the surrounding area. He pushes and scrapes this debris onto the bison carcass, working diligently to cover it completely. This is not just about hiding the food from sight, it is primarily about masking the scent. By burying the carcass under a layer of earth and vegetation, he hopes to dampen the powerful aroma that is broadcasting the location of his feast to every hungry creature for miles around. This act of caching is a remarkable display of foresight and instinct. It is a crucial survival strategy that allows a solitary predator to protect a large food source over an extended period. The earthen blanket not only helps to hide the carcass from the prying eyes and sensitive noses of his rivals, but also keeps it cooler, slowing down the process of decomposition. The bear essentially creates his own natural larder, a store of food that he can return to again and again until every last scrap has been consumed. It is an investment in his future survival. With his treasure securely buried, the bear will not stray far. He will often create a daybed nearby, a shallow depression where he can rest and digest his meal while keeping a watchful eye on his cache. He will remain in the area for as long as the food lasts, defending it fiercely against any animal that dares to investigate. This entire sequence of events, from the incredible detection of the scent to the hard work of retrieval and the cleverness of caching, showcases the remarkable intelligence and adaptability of the grizzly bear, a true master of survival in the American wilderness.